What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back here with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be following this guy's guide, which is apparently just an offshoot of this guy's guide that we also did a video on, and hey, we're going to be seeing if we can actually level up pretty fast using it. What I like about this is that we're going to follow everything this guy says that you need, including getting special XP potions that make you level faster, and following his guide to the T, and seeing how quickly can we get from 1 to 60 on the Alliance. Last video we did the Horde. It took something like 12.5 hours, way longer than the 3.5 hours that was advertised, and that was because number one, we found out that this was really a speed leveler who was trying to convert his speed leveling journey into a guide. Interesting, right? Because speed leveling alone is a badass video title. But then this guy comes around that we're doing the video on for this one, and he's like, no, actually, even though this other guy did a really good video on it, I've got an even better video on it, but I'm just going to be referencing this other guy and giving him some props and credits in the description. I know, it's really confusing to be honest, but both of the videos got crazy views. Lots of people are going to be following it, so I thought, hey, we did the Horde, let's do the Alliance with this guy now, and you guys can see what happens. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's jump right in. Alright, so let's make this short and sweet, because like I said, the more I look at this guy's video and actually sit there and listen to it, the more I think that, I think he just copied the Harldan guy, and so I have a lot of this that's going to overlap with the last video, but the big difference is we're going to be playing Alliance. So the first thing you'll see in his guide, he tells you about add-ons to get. It's really subjective in some ways. Consumables, okay? Main thing with the consumables, he says gun shoes, okay, a little bit try-hard, but I guess if you really want to min-max it. The main thing is the drought or draught of 10 lands. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to say drought from now on. Increase all stats by 3 and increase experience gained by 10%. So this is something that we're going to end up getting. I actually have some old Battle for Azeroth characters that I used to main, and they have the currency required that you have to go all the way back to those zones and go to the freaking vendor in the capital city to get. And so we do end up getting about 5 of those. One thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't say it in this guy's little tooltip in his video, but apparently it stops at 49 for these. So once you get to 49, you can't use it anymore, and we almost make it to that level with our XP pods. So that's pretty cool. This is something that the Harldan guy didn't tell me about, although I followed Harldan's text guide, and so maybe he put it in the video, but it's just something to keep in mind, because apparently Harldan had all sorts of crap. Darkmoon Fair, XP buffs, everything. Then there's heirlooms. Of course, I do use heirlooms. Then he moves on, talks about maps and flight paths. We do already have the scouting map for this playthrough, so we use our scouting map. It gives me all of the Eastern Kingdom stuff, so I can just fly everywhere. Once I get to WoD, it's a little bit different, but you do have flight points, it seems, by default there, so it wasn't too bad. And then we start with his guide itself. I'm going to quickly say where he tells us to go, and throughout the video, you're going to see my progress in every single area. As we get to each area, and as we complete it, rather, I'm going to tell you what my /played is. I'm going to give you some thoughts on it so far, and we'll see if we can make this happen quickly and if it's actually worth your time. Quite frankly, if I can level a character from level 1 to 60, not want to kill myself, and do it in less than, let's say, 12 hours. Last time it was 12.5. It was still fine, but it could have been better. If I can do it in less than 12, I'll be happy. Personally, I'd like to do it in less than 10, and if we do it in about 9 hours, that's right on par with where I'd like to be after my progress from the last video. That means we're doing good, you know what I mean? And plus, it's Alliance. We did Horde before, completely different. So, of course, we start this with an allied race. I'm going to be playing a Mechagnome, and you'll see some of that, and he gives credits to the Harldan guy. He talks about if you don't have a allied race, you go to Exile's Reach first, because it streamlines you all the way to level 10, and then you start at level 10. The first place you want to go is to Dalaran, get the Dalaran Hearthstone, so you start the Legion quest chain. The next thing you want to do, Redridge, okay? So we're going to start off at level 10 in Redridge, and then we're going to do all the quests that we possibly can. Next, we are going to go to, where is it? Okay, it hasn't put it based on levels. I'm going to give it to you based on levels, so you can expect where to be at certain levels. Duskwood comes next after Redridge. Then after that, Loch Modan, interesting, okay? Then after that, you go to Warlords of Draenor. In Warlords of Draenor, we're going to hit up a few zones. The first one is Shadowmoon Valley, right here. And then he messed up his own guide somehow, so he said he had to do some Ashran stuff and then told us to skip it, okay? Then he said to go to Talador for a hot second. We did that. And then we're going to go to Gorgrond for a hot second. Gorgrond is very intimidating at first, even on my Horde playthrough, but after doing it once and then twice, actually super easy and really, really good XP. And then we're going to end off, it seems, in Spires of Iraq. Now, he does give a Horde playthrough, but we already did that. I'm sure it's the same thing as Harldan. So, we're going in on on this. Will we get to max level relatively fast on this mage? Max level, right? Level 60, because 60 to 70, what I'm going to do is honor farm and make sure I have full PvP gear by the time I get to max. I mean, you know how it works. But he does say leveling guide for 1 to 60 and 60 to 70, so the 1 to 60 guide, how does it go? We'll find out. Let's jump into it. Alright, boys, well, you can't have a video like this if you don't create a character, so I did. I needed a mage, right? I want a mage guy. Mages are pretty fun. I think they're always fun, and I always avoid it for some reason. So I thought to myself, let's make a mage. Let's make it another short race, like a Mechagnome. That's pretty fun. And, oh my god, did I have the perfect name. Not only, my friends, do I level with the Arcane spec, going for the Arcane Dream in this video, but I name my character Mcdoubles. If you know it, you know it, man. I love this guy from the old days. I thought it was an awesome little homage to the dude. He was like a mage main. He used to have this big shtick with the Arcane Dream. It was super entertaining, so that's what we're going to be going for on Mcdoubles today. Okay, with the creation of Mcdoubles, the real journey began. Now, I took about 20 minutes, it seems, to get my heirlooms ready, to get the character ready, to send my draughts of XP over, to read the guide a little bit longer, and then do everything I had to do before I really started the journey. I will say, we'll fast forward a hot second. I got the Dalaran Hearthstone. That probably only took like 5 minutes at best. Not even, right? And I went straight to Redridge, and that's where we really began. Now, I think throughout this video, I kind of go back and forth between whether or not I started at 15 or started at 20 minutes. Here's a quick screenshot of really where the journey began, where I typed /played, and it looked like it was about 20 minutes. Alright, guys, so Redridge Mountain Quest achievement complete, so we're going on to Duskwood. So far, it's taken us, holy crap, we started at like 15 minutes, I think, right? So it's been an hour and 15 minutes, let's just say. So holy crap, I don't know how long this is going to take us. I hope it's not 16 or whatever hours it was in the last video, though. So to Duskwood I go. Okay there, guys, Duskwood is done, and I'm supposed to go to Loch Modan now, so we'll go ahead and teleport to Dalaran with our Dalaran Hearthstone and start making that happen. After this loading screen, we'll see how long it took us to get from Redridge to Duskwood to on our way to Loch Modan. And I don't know if this is going to be good. Holy crap. 2 hours and 40 minutes, we could just say. Something like that. I also found as many rares as I possibly could and killed them like crazy the entire time. So just something to think about. But like I said, on our way to Loch Modan now, and we'll see how long it takes us to get through that zone. Wow, okay. I mean, this one felt really fast at the beginning. Maybe I'm wrong, you know, but we are done with Loch Modan, and we're level 33 there, 33 and a half. And my plate is, I'm almost scared to look, dude. It's nighttime now for me. 4 hours and 20 minutes, we could just say. Holy crap. Actually, 420, I'll take it, dude. Anyway, okay, so after Loch Modan, I'm gonna go turn this final quest in down here. I think we go to Warlords of Draenor, my friends. And okay, listen up, we're level 46 right now on my Mechagnome Mage, and let me tell you guys what's been going down so far. So I wanted to do the Arcane Dream with this video. My guy's name is Mcdoubles. I might have already explained this. And so yeah, we're doing that all the way to 60 and beyond, making our Mage ult right here. Redridge into Duskwood, into Loch Modan, and now into Warlords of Draenor. I'm currently in Gorgrond, right? Just got done with Shadowmoon Valley, did all the garrison quests, did all the bonus objectives I could find, and right after that, I went to Talador, I did the bonus objectives, I started questing in Fort Rin, up until he told me to leave around the Zangara quest chain, skipping the rares, because they don't give any XP here for some reason anymore, and now, we are kind of in the Red Mushroom area now. I think that's where I'm going to leave off, because it has currently been, yes, almost 7 hours. It's been 6 hours and 30 minutes, something roughly like that. If you know, take away the time that was spent basically getting the character ready with heirlooms and stuff like that before I even started, right? So 6 hours and 30 minutes right now. My Alliance playthrough at 46 is way faster than I did it on my Horde guy. So that's going to be interesting. I'm also out of my 10% XP pots. Luckily, they only go up to 49, so I just barely made it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to sleep, and we will continue this tomorrow.
The next day.
Okay, here I am back on this guy's channel. Day 2, my friends. Reach and clear the Crimson Fen zone and do all the quests. All right, let's see if we can make this happen. Hopefully sooner than 10 hours, right? Okay, so we are currently level 50. So one thing I noticed with both guys is that they kind of skip and expect you to know things at certain places, right? So for example, I'm in Gorgrond, and for this guy, he says, complete this red mushroom zone and then keep following the quest chain until you get to something else. And I thought to myself, what quest chain? Like every single quest? Just do every single quest? And that is basically what I'm doing right now. But so far, to get to 50, I went right after here straight to the Grand Canyon, and then I'm going to do these quests by Beastwatch. And all of this has come from Beastwatch and adjacent quest areas so far. And I have another quest sending me back to High Pass to turn in. And we're just going to keep on going, guys. So far, at level 50, my played is 7 hours, basically. And so that's actually way better than last time. Let's just see if we can make it maybe in 9 hours to, yeah, level 60. Maybe 10. Hopefully 9. Okay, I found it. Strike while the iron is hot. So it was exactly what I thought. I did all these quests around here. I did probably even more bonus objectives than I needed to do. I'm currently level 55, and we are 8 hours in. Basically, I AFK'd for like 15 minutes to go make a beef stew. Don't judge me. Man's got to eat, you feel me? So, okay, they tell me to go to Spires of Iraq now, which is pretty par for the course. Except on my last attempt, I was way lower level than where I am right now. I'm way further ahead than I've ever been before. So I actually used my Garrison Hearthstone because it's a little bit closer to Spires of Iraq, and we're just going to fly over there and start doing the quest. 5 more levels to go. So far, this was a lot more straightforward, you know what I mean? Now, I've definitely got the experience from the last video on my back as well. I actually, as of this recording, don't know what this guy actually advertised, though, because, like, the first guy, he did say it was 3 hours and 30 minutes, but so far, to me, it looks like if you follow these guides and you do your very best, you're not too crazy and you don't have any gear, you're just playing like normal, it's going to take you anywhere between 8 hours and maybe 12 hours, and I don't feel like there are very many exceptions. Like, once again, having better gear, actually having my heirlooms upgraded all the way would be nice, but that's a waste of money, dude. I'm talking about in-game gold. I don't play enough to be able to waste my money like that, so I'm actually okay with getting, like, the occasional epic upgrade, like you can see right here, stuff like that. The trinkets really last a while, it seems, as well, so if all goes well, this might actually be a 9-hour playthrough, which I think in my last video, I said if I tried this again, I could actually chip off 3 hours, and so it looks like I was correct in what I thought I could do. Now we have to see if I ever level another guy, if I can actually get that one done in 6 hours. Some of you guys told me you accomplished that. I'm like, how, dude? Again, like, if you have Darkmoon Fair buffs and crap like that, that's one thing, but I feel like you'd have to bring swaps, you'd have to AoE pull everything. My Rogue basically couldn't do it. My Mage could AoE pull stuff, but at a certain level, because I'm going for the Arcane Dream, of course, you know, there's little caveats here and there, my friends, but yeah, it became very, very hard to do it, so I really had to pull more from pull to pull, like one guy at a time, and that definitely slows you down, so like that's where I feel like I could shave some time off, you know? Anyway, Spires of Iraq, it's so freaking great. It really does remind me of that one movie I can never remember the name of, but it has like weird, creepy bird people in it, you know? It's a classic, I feel like. I think they tried to make a Netflix version of it too. Anyway, we're almost to the Shadows of Skedis, so 5 more levels to go. And okay, guys, with this quest, we are going to be level 60. Let's destroy some garbage real quick, and boom, level 60. So how long did it take me this time? 9 hours and 42 minutes is what it says, but honestly, like 20 minutes before I started, take away like 15 for making a beef stew, I'd say it's like a solid 9 hours that time, which is basically exactly what I said. I'm not unhappy about that, you know, like 3 hours faster bare minimum than what we did last time following this guy's guide. The Alliance, a lot faster it feels like than the Horde. I mean, look at this right here, home away from home. You get this from doing some of these quests. You just follow the quest chain, right? And eventually you get this special, you know, garrison ability, and it gives you 20% more XP in Spires of Iraq. Now, it's only a minor thing. It does feel good as hell to play with, though. So, 9 hours that time. Now, one thing I'm not seeing on this guy's video, and this is really smart of him, is I don't think he actually set a specific time that he could guarantee you to any varying degree. For me, though, my friends, back to the game, we are ready to get into Dragonflight content, of course, on this mage whenever we want to, and that's pretty awesome. Way faster than we did it before, so you know what? It looks like both of these guides, exactly as I said, if you keep practicing them, because it seems to be a speed leveler turned into a regular guide for normal people type of thing, if you keep practicing them, maybe if you end up getting more XP buffs, you know, I only had my 10% XP up to 45-ish, it can go up to 49, I think you could easily do it in 6 hours or something like that. It's a toughie, man, it's a toughie, but this was actually a whole lot of fun. So overall, like, both of these people basically did the same guide the more I looked at it. The only big difference is that I followed this guy's specific guide on YouTube, whereas the other guy had a YouTube video, but I decided to just basically focus on the text guide that he wrote instead. Now, one thing I noticed on both of their guides is that they just assume too much, you know what I mean? So I talked about this already, but like, especially when you go to Warlords of Draenor, one thing I realized, like, when I played the first round, I had no idea what to do on my Horde guy. I ended up doing a bunch of random quests in Spires of Iraq, Talador, and Frostfire Ridge. I got lost many times following the guide. The Alliance one on this guy's video, hell of a lot easier, but that might not be this guy. It could just be the Alliance was a hell of a lot easier. Once I got to Wad, it was as simple as Shadowmoon Valley up to a certain point, Gorgrond, and do the bonus objectives. Feels similar, but I was getting more XP, and not just because of the XP pot. It really felt like the routes and the quests were just so much better for the Alliance. And then I go straight to the Spires of Iraq. Even on my Horde one, I went and did the southern quest down here, all the way in Pinch Whistle. I barely did anything, though, on my Alliance playthrough. Like, this entire area, I feel like, was discovered on the Horde just about. But what about the Arcane Dream, right? I'm sure you're all just dying to know how it was to level a mage so far. What about mage versus rogue? What felt easier? Well, definitely the mage was easier, but I did suffer from the gear, right? I really do wonder if it's possible to get enough gear set up on your guy to where while you're leveling, you can consistently pull like 10, 12 mobs at a time, AoE all them down with like Arcane Explosion like I had, call it a day. I bet other classes like Pally are pretty good, Monk just levels faster in general, Mage felt like it had it. In the early levels, I was just Arcane Explosioning 5, 6 mobs at a time. It worked really well, but there did come a time where I fell off and I literally couldn't. No amount of skill mattered. If it was 4 or 5 mobs, I probably was going to die. Weirdly enough, I saw a flip around like level 54-ish. Suddenly I was killing mobs way faster than I was like the whole 20 levels prior. And I don't really know why that happened. I was putting on and getting more and more gear. Maybe that's why. And that's why I've ultimately come to this conclusion that if I had swaps to better gear, high item level gear, if I set it up like up here in my equipment manager, like set for like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 50 to 60, that would be nuts, right? Nuts. Really kind of annoying to have all the gear in your inventory, but at the same time, it would all have to be BOEs that you buy. And for retail WoW, I don't know how easy that's going to be. Maybe that's actually super easy. Just some things to think about though. 9 hours in this video. I am happy with that, guys, for sure. But ultimately, I wanted to level a mage because I haven't had a mage at max level since Cataclysm. Technically never, actually. I had a mage at 70 that I twinked in Cataclysm. And I felt like, oh yeah, I played mage in Cataclysm. Kinda, not really. There used to be a time, believe it or not, where it was cool to twink at 60 or 70, do all those raids with a guild on that server of yours, and just show off the raid gear on your low-level guy, and maybe try to do well in arena. So that was like the idea back then with my mage. It was really fun, actually. I still have that exact guy. It's just his level is not 70 anymore, so it's really cringe. So this will be my first mage, and especially, obviously, in Dragonflight. I haven't seen them too much, but mage probably is never bad. As for Arcane specifically, I think it was a whole lot of fun. A tad confusing, I won't lie. There's a lot of stuff on Arcane Mage, guys. Arcane Orbs and Arcane Surge is like the new Arcane Power. You have your Arcane Blast, your Arcane Barrage, but Fire Blast is there too for some reason. It's like, do I use that? I think so. That's what I was doing. But it's also like, why is it there? Am I not supposed to use that? Probably not. Arcane Missiles, Arcane Explosion, Supernova. I mean, just all sorts of crap, dude. Like, it's unbelievable. And knowing I'm not even max yet, and this can't be the most efficient way to do it, so I'm going to get more and more, it's nutty, I'm not going to lie. I'll try the other specs, though, but I'm always leaning towards Frost. I always have. Fire is pretty cool, too, though. I might actually want to play Fire, so we'll see. Wait a second, guys. I'm really confused. So at the very end of this video, right, I thought I was basically done. I went back and I looked at the original guy's 3-hour 10 to 60 guide, basically, right? But I'm just curious, how long was I in at level 20? At level 25, I was 3 hours in, apparently, but a little bit less because of the prep time. Let's say 2 hours and 40 minutes. So that's 5 levels higher. In fact, to be honest with you, I'm going to go back to my original clips and see if I can find it. Okay, so this is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to find. I'm so glad I recorded all of it, right? So you could see just barely right there, 623. Okay, and I went to the very first clip from when I first started leveling and I typed /played, right? I just arrived in Redridge, so the playthrough really began because the Dalaran Hearthstone is quite literally like a 5-minute in and out adventure at best. 438. Okay, guys, so I looked at it, and apparently an hour and 45 minutes is what it took me to get from level 10 to level 20. On his video, the original Harldan video, it took him an hour 20, actually. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. But anyway, guys, that was a whole lot of fun. Major thanks to all of the members on my channel. You guys are awesome, and if you ever want to become a member, it's $1.99 to support the channel, and it really does help a lot. All right, listen up, guys. I just got this guy to 60, and now I want to go to 70, but that's going to be the end of this video because all I wanted to do ultimately was check out this other guy's guide, see if it was any good as well, and also try to beat my previous time, always improving every single time we level a new guy up from scratch. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and a subscribe, but I'll see you in the next one. Mcdoubles out.